becoming a Gurkha is impressive enough. It's this huge thing. Going through SAS selection and getting into the SAS, that's on a whole nother level. How did it happen, and what was the process of that like? What was the selection like? How tough was it? Just your experience, if you can remember that kind of experience.
Oh my God, yeah, it is. I still, just now I can reflect, I guess, and it's definitely one of the toughest as for the human being. I think for the adult, true human being, for physically and mentally, I think it's the toughest thing in the whole world, and truly is. And why and how I been fortunate, to serve and to do the selection and serve with the best in the world is, I think this is probably one of the example I wanted to share with all the people who are listening is, if it wasn't for my commanders, if it wasn't my devotion and love and compassion for the true soldier, I wouldn't be here. First thing is, my commander, the British officer, I think as a commander, he see beyond myself. I think he see the true potential on me, and he put his name, Chris can do it. And I never would have understood in that level if it wasn't for him, and he's choosing for me to, you can do it. And I think second thing is from my side is definitely because even though I wasn't academic and I wasn't, I always think I wasn't good enough because we know the SS were the best in the world. But I think I did it because as orders, as my commander said, as my parents said, I will be a Gurkha. In a ways, he was my mentor, and he was my parents. I think this is kind of also for me is lifelong lesson. I think as the situation changes and as we evolve, whatever our dream and desire, I think we need to shift our kind of way of milestone as well, because in a way, it's the British Army, Gurkhas, the Gurkha officer were my parents. And then, you know what, I make my real biological parents happy being a Gurkhas. But actually, when I said to my parents, I want to go to the SAS, my parents said, don't go back to stay as a Gurkhas. So, but then what I mean is everyone in this whole universe, every situation have a limitation. But it's up to us to define our boundaries and limitation and willing to take next step, and that whatever situation will allow us that you and you only make or make a decision maker. I think sometime when ourself in doubt, sometime when we ourselves is in the unsure, then I think we need to have a hope and faith. We need to have a connection beyond our physical and mental boundaries. I think this is the reason my Gurkha officer OC said, right, Chris, we're gonna send. I have no ability to make that decision and put myself there because I trust on him. Because I was obeying his order. Then I was able to make a change and achieve my dream. In terms of physical, was I think, like I say, is one incident because the first phase that's so much light, life changing, physical and mentally. But when the second phase is jungle in Borneo, and we fly, land at 3 a.m. in January in here. And we land there, it's about 40 degrees in Borneo. And because in my mind, because I was a Gurkha, I born in jungle, and this is kind of my areas of expert. my God, I was wrong. And I went there and and the first run was about 20 of us in a group. And there was the DS, the instructor, the SAS instructor said, right, I just need a 6. And I was like looking around, when you're running, looking around, and then no one goes down. Eventually, you are the one feeling, the fatigue, and you're feeling a little bit, like going down. Oh my God, it's so hard. And the worst case is also I was learned the human power. I see the guys, running 40-degree fell down, and DS comments like, "Oh, stop!" And I look, and it's like, "How many finger? 2 finger." It's like, "Oh, he's fine." And we keep continue running. And I think this, the mental and physical power of human is not what we think. It's next level. And we don't leave that comfort area. I think as a true human, I think that's why the physical challenge and mental challenge is I think we are definitely need to put ourselves up front there to go and have a hope and a faith to step in. So that is one of the true realization. And also nothing goes as planned. Like I say, when I turn up in the Borneo, I think I'm gonna do well. But first day I was shocked and I was shattered. And then it's only whatever I believe, if the fail, then only the hope and the faith is that something beyond ourselves. Dreaming for me, is dreaming I want to keep the legacy of my blood lost grandfather. I want to live the dream of my grandmother. And that is when you sit down and reflect, and almost we forget who we are. And almost we can, we are so much driven beyond ourselves, and we hook with them, whatever that belief and truth or the understanding we have. Then I think somehow, you will able to hook out from that ditch, I think. And that is the, lesson learned. And also, I think I really like to shout out, I say normally, a lot of, like you said, a lot of people or the British, media, Gurkhas are the best. And, they gave the opportunity for the people like us to come and serve. But I truly believe, actually, what you see is your own reflection, isn't it? If the environment and the society is not here, we became no one. So what I mean is, but actually, the true reflection you're giving us to the Gurkhas is your own reflection. I think this is what another thing I really, really wanted to highlight is the humble and the opportunity the British people over the 1,000 years evolved almost like universe, leading so much stuff, and then for us being a Gurkhas to be allowed and to show and serve, genuinely is your own reflection. And I like to thank you for this opportunity. And also, I think for me, my commander and those who never been thanked, and they have a hope and faith on me, and you can do it. And then I truly believe we need the people like them. We need the leaders, and we need the fathers and mother. The parents need to allow, and point when the kids or your co-worker, is working or doing something, and if you truly believe they can go beyond, I think we need to point them. And as a leader, I think without the parents and the leaders allowing and see through them and show the path, isn't it, for the true success of for themselves and for the whole community and country. And that's what I really like to thank you, kind of if they're listening somehow, and then, my boss is like, oh, that was me. Hopefully they can reflect, I guess.
I love that. We spoke about this before about sort of levels of consciousness. I think I don't know how you described it. We talked about sort of we live out of instinct, and then we live for other people, then we live for truth.
Yeah.
But it's really nice hearing the way you speak about, serving the SAS, being respected, across the British nation, like you say, like the Gurkhas, well, everyone says it, super respected for all those attributes that you have. But then to have the humbleness to thank people, it's really beautiful.
As many of you know, we are independent creators and filmmakers, but there is a massive attack on us right now. Traditional media over the last few years has started to slowly die. They are no longer the independent voice that you first thought they were. That's why we've created Mulligan Brothers Patreon. We've built something special for our most dedicated supporters, and I want to break it down for you real quick. The supporter tier gets you ad-free early access to both video and audio versions of Mulligan Brothers interviews 24 hours before it goes public. The executive tier gets you everything that a supporter tier gets, plus more. Exclusive interviews and behind the scenes content, walk and talks, daily routines, unreleased interviews, the stuff that you don't see anywhere else. And finally, the executive producer tier. Everything from the supporter tier and the executive tier, plus exclusive perks. Access to our treatment packages. Be the first to see which guests are coming up and get insight into the topics we'll be discussing before anyone else. And you'll even get an executive producer credit on every single documentary that we make. So if you've ever wanted to support the Mulligan Brothers mission of inspiring change so we can go around the world and get these stories that nobody else will, this is exactly how you do it. Go to patreon.com/Mulligan Brothers or click the link in the description or scan the QR code on screen. Join the community and help us inspire change.